Well, hi guys, this is Scott V. I'm doing a quick tour here of Tekkit Classic. This is a world called Iconia that we were playing in, a couple of us were playing in for 6 or 8 months way back when. And it's actually interesting that the whole thing can still load. The Tekkit still supports this. It's Minecraft 1.2.5. But we really put a lot of work into our place here. Started off initially with a small shack that just got bigger and bigger, and one day Rut and I just went in here and decided we'd do a much bigger production. And you can see we've tried every experiment you could think of at the time. Where to begin? First of all, there was equivalent exchange, so we had a magic toolbox. Because there was a talisman of repair in here, any item that you put in here would automatically be repaired over time. I really kind of missed the equivalent exchange too. Here's probably why EE2 ended up going away, is because people would abuse this system so badly. But it was really handy that you could take an item like iron, put it in here, you would get a certain value, the EMC value, the energy to matter conversion value, and then you could put a template of an item in here and get any kind of thing you want, like rotten flesh has an EMC of 24. I could drop 2 of those in and it converted into railroad tracks. But that was so easily abused. This is our sample chest, so we'd keep 1 or 2 samples of each item that we might think we needed to do to make. We really only did this in very rare occasions. I can see how you might get addicted to that and just make anything you want anytime, and after a while there isn't much point to the game anymore when you can have anything anytime. When Computer Craft came along, we put a computer in. This was the first time we ever saw Buildcraft, and I have to admit we all got kind of obsessed with sorting things. So this would send items upstairs to be sorted, and they were the 2 conflicting things. You had the Buildcraft pipes, and then you had the Red Power tubes, and we got obsessed with trying to sort things. What's funny is back at this period in Minecraft history, there were just enough items that you could just conceive of sorting them with a couple of filters. You put them in here and they would get tagged with certain color codes, and then they'd go out the matching pipes. At this period in Minecraft history there were about, 200 items maybe, so it was just conceivable to sort things. Since then it's grown so much that it's just impossible to even attempt to mechanically sort things. Let me see here, some of these guys. My pipes, during my reload, the latest version, after almost a year of non-existence, I'm not terribly concerned that couple of pipes need to be replaced. It's no big deal. But that's just amazing to be able to go back and see this world from way back when. Really fun. You can hear the timers ticking, and these filters are still trying to pull stuff out and sort them and color code them after, a year of inaction. We really had fun with this, doing the basalt and the marble and then the wooden floors. Up top we built our enchanting lounge. Always pretty. And that was pretty much our lair for the first big chunk of our game time. Let me see, I can't probably get into that. I used to be able to jump off there into the water. But I don't think if I miss the mark and die, I'd make a pretty stupid video. Anyway, here was the ultimate. Ores would be automatically smelted downstairs. Wood supplies, cobble was white, stone was blue, gems were yellow. Here's the standard industrial craft items. So yeah, we definitely enjoyed. This was the first time we really tried any mods of Minecraft, and our world took off. Here's some flax, rubber trees here at home so we wouldn't have to go all over the world looking for them. The garden shed for gardening. Now, in the basement we had a chest where we could flush stuff out of the chest, and it would come out in the garden shed and also in our trash to alchemy plant, which the point of this here, again, you got some pipes that are missing. But the point of this was that we could recycle items into useful things again. So anything we put in here would be sent up top to a magic box, and we generally would put everything into 2 diamonds. So, you know, a bunch of dirt would come up here, would add a few points towards the next diamond. So, you know, as we flushed out our various unwanted materials, every now and then we'd get an extra diamond for our trouble. Here was a big screen where Computer Craft, we watched, I don't know if you know, but there's an Easter egg. There's actually an entire ASCII text version of Star Wars, I think it is. I remember that we got the guys together and watched that on the big screen out here. That was fun. Out here was Iceman's gigantic attempt at sorting that we never managed to finish because there was just too much stuff to sort. And really fascinating. Fun, early mod pack. Here's another case of a machine where you'd harvest initially wheat here, drop it off here, it would automatically make bread. Yum. So we'd never run out of food. It's really fun to figuring out how to automate things for the first time. Here was our first industrial crops ever, running off of just a couple solar panels. And quite a variety of stuff out here, all kinds of crossbreeding and weird experiments, and I really don't even know what that is right there. Not cocoa. Yeah, it's cocoa. Alright. So we tried, all kinds of mad experiments there, and what would happen when we'd crossbreed, eventually get something really cool like hops, and eventually we'd go and take them off and plant them separately, so we'd have one place to go to get that. This was the first mega tree we found. I just grabbed a rubber tree from the jungle and planted it and got Mr. Giganto Tree here. Kind of fun. And gradually ended up building a town, the town of Iconia. This was just me going kind of bonkers. But I always liked trying to do give our Minecraft settlements a feel of an actual town, where, here's the armory. Actually, the armory ended up growing and merging with my headquarters right here. But, if you wanted specific things, you would come in here and, here's your weapons and ammo, drop off materials for weapons. So it'd usually be a drop off and then a pickup spot, and various automation processes to make the items. I always make myself some personal chests for metals, gems, magic, and fuel. So always have a good supply of things. I share tons of stuff with players, but you always have to have a little archive of your own, just in case. And again, we had another alchemy box and a chest full of samples of all the materials we might want to make in the alchemy box. Another tool repair box. This was my headquarters, where obsidian pipes, you can drop things on there and it will suck them in and put them in your pipe system. And I got to experiment a bit with the teleport pipe. So here, anything I wanted to recycle, I could go probably recycle some of this dirt. You would drop it here. It would get picked up by the obsidian pipe, and it'll be sent to frequency 110, which is actually over here. 110, my recycle shack, is over here. Little recycler shed here. And there's my dirt coming out here. It comes out this pipe, which is frequency 110, and it's set to receive items. And this red power timer every couple of seconds picks one up, drops it in the recycler. It's automatically sent into the box, and in this case it was set to automatically make fertilizer. At the moment I'm going to just turn this off so that the scrap will accumulate in here, because I want some scrap for a change. But anyway, this was my first experiment with the teleport pipes. Very handy things. I could dispatch items all over my town from headquarters. And let me head back over to my headquarters here. So, I had the little pier. Over here is my lava storage. I'll get to that shortly. Next thing here was a bakery, which, ended up, we have so much other food we don't really use it. Whenever I want some, this is where it's made. Simple process to make bread and cookies. coolant and hydration cells, again, all nice and neat. The real big hub of this thing, my town, the big hub, here's the dye shack where all the wool and dyes was, construction foams made in there. The real hub of every town, of course, is ore processing, and I had a teleport pipe for that. Now, at the time, ores were interesting because nether ores, you could macerate a nether ore to get 2 regular ores. So what I had up here, and I've had to recreate these pipes for this demo, so they're not all set up exactly the way they used to be. What I used to have is that these pipes would sort out like nether iron and copper would go in here, and then nether copper and regular iron would go in this one, and down underneath any of the actual regular ores would get sent back up here, back into the chest, and the regular ores would run through the system again, and all the dusts would head up here into a chest. My chest full of dusts up here, which is quite full. A very, very neat system, and all the other oddball items that get macerated would end up over here, and that's things like, grin powder, clay dust, so anything else I manually dropped into one of the macerators would end up there. And I love the diamond sort pipes because you can literally say what goes where. All the dust go out the blue side. Very fun thing. This was my very first automation processes in Minecraft. Now, once stuff got sent upstairs, well, actually I have a dark matter furnace here, and it automatically puts stuff into adjoining chests. And then I can send whole bundles of 1 stack at a time from the chest upstairs. And really fun. I could come up here, have another diamond pipe that sends all the iron here. And as you can see, it splits out copper, gold, tin, iron, all goes into separate chests. The copper should head over here. Originally I had some gold pipes to speed that up, but I haven't recreated all that yet. So anyway, each of these ends up as my stash of, well, unbelievable amounts of metals. I don't even know what I was planning to do with it all. But each metal had its own chest. I'd make blocks of metals here to save space. I could send some metals to the bronze work, other metals to the machine lab. Very neat system. I really enjoyed my very first Minecraft factory. This started off as a much tighter clump of 4 macerators in a square, but the pipes got all confused, and it worked out so much nicer with this linear array of 5 macerators. Here is the other major part of this whole operation, this big old building here. This is my hall of machine designs. Pretty much what I have here is, I call them blueprints essentially. For each item I have a project table or an auto crafting table that's set up to make each item. So whenever I need a new solar panel, for example, I come over here, and I would just in this case have to add, some of these are already filled, so I just have to add 2 circuits in a generator, pull out a solar panel, and boom, I'm done. So canning machine, compressor, extractor, macerators, machine block, project table, electronic circuits. Here's just materials. So this was my hall of blueprints. All the batteries were made downstairs. The more advanced machines are up here. The upgrades, the transformers, advanced machine blocks, the advanced machines. So really, really neat. I just can't seem to get away from this idea that you keep one. It's like dismantling one of each machine, making a blueprint, and here all I have to do is drop a compressor in, pull out the singularity compressor, and it just makes everything go so much faster. Now, initially I tried making these little automats for every item, but after a while it gets a little laggy, and it's really unnecessary because I could really just pull the items out of here if I wanted to. But for some things like circuits where you need lots and lots of them, then I will just, stock the chest with the materials, turn on, I don't know if it has all the materials to make this item right now. I would stock the chest, just turn it on, and I'd come back later and have as much of this as I could possibly make out of those materials. Because it really does get to be a bore to have to drag and 6 of these and 2 of those and 1 of those and divide a stack into 6 equal pieces. And it's just sometimes it's so much easier just to fill a chest, set up a blueprint, turn on an engine, and come back in a little bit. So that is my haul of blueprints, which I still do on pretty much every server that has industrial stuff. I at some point end up doing a haul of blueprints.